Well, hello out there. Welcome to my channel. I'm John, and today we're going to do a little bit different because I got this sword knife, which is the North Arms Skaha, and it's different because I usually move around in the around $20 to $100 area or price range, but this one was way more expensive. And I'll tell you about that at the end of this video. Let's have a look at the knife first place, and I know that's what you want to see. So then you can hear my thoughts about prices and my rants about different things afterwards. First of all, I have nothing to rant about with this knife. It is an amazing knife. I'm really, really happy that I got this. Not easily available, but I wouldn't do a review if it wasn't obtainable, but you have to jump through a few hoops to get it. Never mind that, let's have a look at the knife. First time you open this one, you realize what an amazing action. It just flies out. And the next thing, and I don't know if I will try to get this out on video. The feeling of the knife, it is so nice when you pick it up the first time. First of all, the weight is it's very low. It's 78 grams, which would be around 2.75 ounces for my American and some British friends. And then when you look at it, I guess when you see the picture of it in the video, you don't realize how beautiful it actually is. It is, from pictures and what I saw, it was sort of a bit understated, especially for a reasonably high price. But take a look. I'll try to show it close up. Take a look at this beautiful, beautiful carbon fiber. And I know that I think it was my friend Stasa23. I'm not sure, but I think it was him. Talked something about the regular, basic Skaha with G10 scales, which seemed a little plain. Well, I had the opportunity to order it with carbon fiber, and take a look at this beautiful, beautiful carbon fiber. I can see that the knife seems quite bland if you don't add that kind of bling, you could say. But I also like that simplistic design, and the blade. I'll try to get that as close as possible. Look at the milling pattern. That is really, really beautiful. I'm not that much fond of billboarding a knife, but I think the North Arms logo there is quite nice. And we can tell, just put it the right way, that it's 35 VN. And as I said, it's very difficult to convey the feeling in hand, but this is one of those things that just feels like quality when you put it in your hand or pick it up or whatever. And I just have to show you this action. It's not like it's drop shotty, but it's under control the whole way. The funny thing about this is that the pivot can be adjusted for tighter or looser, so that it is more or less smooth depending on what you like. You can loosen it very much, and it still has absolutely no blade play, whether up or down, nothing like that. Well, that's let's start a sort of a normal review. I'm still in awe, but I'll try to do a review the way I normally do. As you can see, the blade shape, and I talked about the milling pattern. Blade shape, normal classic drop point, and S35 VN. Handle, carbon fiber, and a very, very beautiful carbon fiber. All the other knives I have with carbon fiber are laminate, and this is the real deal. So very, very beautiful. Turning it around, we have a wire clip, and I have to say, and I'm sorry in advance to my American viewers, Spyderco is not really my big thing, so I never had a wire clip before, but I actually like that wire clip very, very much. Made in BC, and that must be what? British Columbia? Yeah, whatever. Very simple shape, of course, and everything rounded off very nicely. Gives great ergonomics. It sits very nice in hand, and a little bit of jimping on top here. And this is that kind of great jimping you sometimes, just make it focus, you sometimes encounter. You can slide your thumb over it easily, but the minute you put some pressure, it just grabs it, and it's really, really tight. Sorry, really coarse. Action, as I already told you, very, very smooth and very snappy the other way, even for a light blade like this. Absolutely no grittiness or whatever. And then I have a few nitpicks, and they really are nitpicks. It shouldn't overshadow that I really, really like this knife, but I think I'm entitled to have a few nitpicks in a knife at this price range, so I'll just go into that. Centering, almost, but not quite perfect. Still, the blade has not much wiggle room, so we are talking about maybe a millimeter to one side or something like that. I'll mention it because, as I said, an expensive knife. The lock, the liner lock down here, has a tendency to grab your skin on your thumb just a little bit, so that, yeah, not any big issue, but not pleasant. And then I don't like the hardware. It just looks a bit cheapish. That was about it. Really just nitpicks on a great knife. But as I said, I'm entitled to do that at that price range. And speaking about price, the plain version of this one is at 187 US dollars, and then you add, I don't have the conversions in my head. For the carbon fiber version, you add 40 Canadian dollars to that amount, and I think that adds up to around 215 American dollars. So that's about what I paid in advance when I ordered it. And speaking of ordering, this is from a two-man company, North Arm Knives. I'll put a link in the description. You can't get them anywhere else. And thanks to a very well-known reviewer, and we can mention him, Nick Shabazz, they have a ton of orders on this one because he made a positive review as well. I waited for around 10 months to be able, on a waiting list. You could go on a waiting list, Then you get a mail when you are able to order it, and you have to order it in about 15 days if you're still interested. Speaking of the price, I had to import it to my country, Denmark, and the customs services ripped me a new one. So for me, this knife was in the price range of $300, and that's a bad thing, but that's just the way it is. And that's my pain. But is this $300 worth? I don't want to talk about that. Let's just talk about the usual price, $215. I think is reasonable. But I could see perhaps 180 because of it is 35 VN and carbon fiber and wire clip and so on. They are not the most expensive materials, so I think it might carry a little bit of overprice. Still, I have to commend the company. Despite large orders, they didn't raise the price. It would be tempting, since they apparently can sell all what they make. And I have heard of other companies that doubled their price when they saw how successful they were. That North Irons didn't do, and I think that's a great thing. That speaks a ton for them. It's a two-man operation, father and son, so I guess there's a little bit of more manual labor in this, and that you have to take in consideration when you think about a price, I think. So, all in all, I am very, very happy with this one. I'm so glad I ordered the carbon fiber. It adds a lot of bling to it. Very, very beautiful and very, very functional knife. I really, really like it. And this was a great Christmas present for myself. This is not the price range I'm gonna move in the future. Next knife will be, I think, a little more unknown brand, the QSP. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. With this, and it turned out to be much longer than I thought it would be. Have a nice day, evening, whatever it is in your country. Bye bye.